Oh, that was interesting. Nice little side dungeon that I found there.
Always fun to find.
It's not what I was looking for, though. I want to go left, right? Yeah, I'm going to go this way. Oh no! Have I already been foiled? Oh, okay. Better be a treasure chest. Better be a treasure chest. Two-headed turtle talisman. Nice.
The best talisman.
Yeah, double-headed dog. Who doesn't like that?
Losers. Oh yeah, so while I was visiting our friends out in Ohio, we did end up playing a shitload of that Dokapon Kingdom game we played, and it was exceptionally fun and also cruel.
Which one?
I think Dokapon Kingdom. It's a Mario Party, but it's a turn-based
Oh.
RPG, but it's even more spiteful.
Alright.
Like the game will force you into direct combat with one another at times where it can. Otherwise, will just steal randomly stuff from your allies. It's hard to capture what makes it so spiteful, but like the game just incentivizes you to just try and be the most aggressive capitalist you can be. And it was exceptional. And what I liked about it is apparently the Steam version, only one person needs to own the game. You can invite other people to play it.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Steam Connect thing is really just one of those reasons why, like, Steam is kicking the shit out of Epic Games by doing, in essence, nothing.
What you're saying? Pause what enemy makes a mistake.
Yeah. Yeah. Never interrupt your enemy while they're making a mistake. Napoleon Bonaparte, I believe. I believe that I'm running actually out of places to go. I'm starting to think I'm damn near getting close to full clearing this. Outside of the Wickerman, which I do intend to go back for once I find that bell bearing. Or turn it in so I can get the, so I can actually do the purchases. Because right now, yeah, I gotta, I'm running out of places to go.
Have you visited the mountaintops of dragons yet?
No, that's one of the directions from the Shadow Keep, right? Not the
No, that
Shadow
one
Keep,
is
the Central Keep.
no, that one
this
is south from the no. That
Oh,
one
south.
is accessible
Oh, over
before
here.
technically beating Rolana.
This one. Technically from before beating Rohana. Okay. Is that the area to the east of the Fingal ruins of Rhea? Ra?
Yes.
How do you get there then? I see a bridge up there that connects the two territories.
So, do you see where the church is?
The Church of
South?
Consolation?
Yeah, the first church we found in the game.
Yeah.
You see how there's that little, like, stony path that connects?
Yeah, to the east of it. Far east of it, yeah.
Yeah. If you go to the plateau above it, there will be a path that
Oh,
eventually leads down there.
there's the map marker right there, I see. That means south from here, I think? Yeah, just head this way, right? Yeah, alright, let's see what's this way. Every time I load into here, it just makes me miss Jarburg. The true Jar Village.
Well, you know. Not every place can be Jarburg.
I'm just saying, like, from the base game, I know what the hell. Oh, I'm just running. Okay, bye. I know the game gets a lot of shit for how sparse the storytelling is. But I will say, the Volcano Manor quest line that ends up sending you over there, that entire ordeal. I don't know. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed, you know, having to get vengeance for the little fucking jars. Okay, it pleased me that I had reason to actually more relatable motivation to actually kill some of these sons of bitches. You know what?
Exactly. I mean, I love all the various outcomes of the Raya storyline and Volcano Manor.
That's the Snake Girl, right?
Yep. Yeah, that's the waifu.
I was just about to say, you know, of all the girls, like I know who I'm a fan of, but yeah, Snake Girl kind of was best girl. I do wish that the maiden that becomes the maiden of the Frenzy Flame, the blind girl.
Yeah.
I do wish you could spare her fate, because it is so contrived. Like the second you see her and say, "Oh, I'll just stay here. Go get my father, please." Like the second you see that, you know you're coming back to her being dead. And I don't know why you don't tell her to fucking move. Like it honestly it bugs me to an unreasonable amount.
Fair.
It feels very, very forced. And I know, like, the entire game, you can see Miyazaki's hand kind of telling the story he wants, and it's his game, and he wants to tell it. But that's the moment where you can clearly and obviously and unmistakably see the hand of the author, we'll say. And it's just yeah, I was not a fan. That dude is just sitting there slitting his wrist at me. It took me a second to figure out what the hell was going on there. Oh my god. That's some emo representation right there.
Crawling in skin.
These wounds they will not heal. But other than that, a lot of good storytelling. I don't mind the basically the sorcerer is going crazy because it thematically I can't get too upset about the pursuit of power and knowledge beyond the mortal can. Like, it is Lovecraftian. Like, it is their storylines were basically written by H.P. Lovecraft. That was just right out of there. So it is what it is. It's fine. But I don't know. The Maiden of the Frozen Flame, I wasn't a fan of. The swordsman that you encounter near that first dragon in Limgrave, that guy, his storyline was good too.
Oh yeah, you have to do his storyline anyway to do the Moog's thing.
Yeah.
Yora, right?
It was Yura, Yuri, something. I can't remember.
Yeah, I think it was Yora.
And I also like when you find him again, he's been, you know, possessed. Because it kind of feeds into the... I don't know, it kind of solidifies to me that the Friendly Flame are demons. Or are this world's equivalent of demons. You know what I mean?
Yeah, makes sense.
And because every time you encounter them, it's always through the body of another person. But what makes me kind of not hesitant, confused is the seeming non-reaction. And I know that's not probably the best way to phrase it, but it's definitely odd. But is it odd in the game setting kind of sense? Where is it normal for a body to be like, just get back up again and be called somebody else now? Or
Probably not.
Or was that truly strange? And if it was truly strange, shouldn't we have had more reaction to it?
I mean, we never really react to much anything.
Yeah, and that's always definitely the caveat of, well, if our characters are Avatar, then whatever we do is obviously our reaction. But I also feel that we would have a little more knowledge of the game world than what we do.
I mean, we're from outside the Land of Gleams, right? We're from, theoretically, from the Badlands or something.
And I guess the only criticism I would really have is I would like to see what the Badlands are that introduces, you know, these types of people who can, with the blessing of Marika, endure 1,000 deaths over and over and keep fucking going.
No clue. We're weird people.
See, that would be the ultimate move. The Badlands just takes place in the Monster Hunter world, and that's why we're so prepared for this. The crossover we didn't think we needed. Oh wait, oh that's a drop and no return. Hold on, let me look that other way real quick. What I think, no, to start a new topic though, AI. I actually see that being really handy if I could find a way or find somebody who's already done it to train it for like D&D, where it can give you shops or like dungeon layouts for you, and maybe even some character artwork too.
Well, character artwork and dungeon layouts are pretty easily done. There's like Donjon for like.
Well, those ones, like, they're nice. They're really nice, but it's always the block and like the white piece of paper with just a grid outlay. I mean, like the stuff where the map is actually like structured like a cave, and the thing that you're moving your tokens on is, you know, cave artwork themed. Get what I mean?
Yeah, okay, I get what you're doing. Well, if it doesn't exist yet, it's going to sooner or later.
Oh yeah, and yeah, Donjon and all those things are eminently useful. Wait, did you say I could shoot some of these jars down? Oh, overshot that one. And does my arrow count? Eh, that arrow counts, I'm sure. Not what I wanted, but alright.
Not what you wanted, but what you needed.
Can't always get what you want. But if you try sometime, get what you need. Do you listen to Bruce Springsteen?
Of course. Who doesn't love the boss?
I don't. At the very least, I don't listen to his music. What was it? There was apparently like a song he did that is played a lot during the 4th of July because a lot of people feel that it's patriotic, but when you listen to the lyrics, it's not. Do you know which one that is, or am I just?
Oh, I know the song you're talking about.
No, don't get me copyright struck now.
I'm trying my best.
Living Jar Shard. Lost Ash of War. Oh, right. Yes, those are for the make copies. I don't know how you make copies, but... Are you looking for something, or did you just say, yes, I understand what you mean, and then not continue?
I am in a boss fight, so I can't look at anything right now. Sorry.
Gotcha. That's just wanted to clarify is all.
But I know exactly what song you're talking about. I just can't remember the title right now.
No, dude.
Shipped off into Vietnam. Fuck you, fuck you.
No, fuck you. What arrows? Golden arrows? What are golden arrows? Highly effective against those who live in death. And able to prevent them from rising again. Ah, I had those the whole time, did I? Poison. Okay. Now I'm confident that that can't be brought down.
Born in the USA, yeah.
That's the one. That's exactly what it was talking about.
Yeah, it's like that. Born to Run are is two, I think, by far his biggest songs.
And what was not, like, it's not anti-American. It's what? It's like what criticizes it, I guess. I don't understand the outrage. Is what I'm trying to get at. Is what I'm trying.
Over
to
Born in the USA? Yeah, no, that song is very heavily critical of the United States. Like, it is a blatantly. And like Bruce Springsteen has to remind people that a lot of his songs were like Vietnam protest music, and so like he's very much like clearly left of center, and a lot of his music is popular with right wing people who just kind of listen to Born in the USA and they're like, yeah, fuck yeah, Born in the USA, without like spending a moment thinking about what the lyrics are listening to are. It's like people who play like pumped up kicks at like school dances.
Oh, that song was amazing to me. So my mother loved that song, and I was driving her, I was driving her somewhere downtown. I can't fucking remember what it was about, but the song came on the radio. So she's sitting there and she's humming along, and it takes me aback, and I say, "Oh, you like this?" She says, "Oh yeah, it's such a catchy song." And it's because she couldn't understand the lyrics very well. So I turned the music down, I waited for the chorus to end, and I started singing along to it. And the look of sheer horror as as the fucking lyrics were, as she finally started to understand the lyrics to it, was just, I had never laughed so hard in my life. It was so good.
Those are always fun moments. But like when it comes to, like the background to Springsteen, like famously, I think Jersey tried to make "Born to Run" like the official theme of the state because it's all about New Jersey, but it's a song about getting the fuck out of Jersey.
No, so that makes sense then. Listen, I've only ever been to New Jersey once, and that was the first thing I wanted to do.
Oh, my family's from Jersey, so I've been there a number of times. You aren't missing a lot.
What was it? It was the Garden State at one point, so they decided to pave the whole fucking thing.
I think it's still the Garden State.
I know, but that was that. I think that's actually a Jon Stewart joke. Now that I think about it,
probably.
Where he was talking about Jersey being called the Garden State. So they're like, ah, you know what? No one tells us that. They fucking put highways everywhere. Much funnier when he does it.
There are many things in life.
Oh man, I missed an entire section over here.
I got fucking Born in the USA stuck in my head, so thank you for that. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. I'm here to help. What the? What? 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 What just happened? What the fuck just happened?
I guess I'll see you in a few seconds.
Oh, this is a bug.
Did you fall through the...
Huh. Neat.
Oh, you found a way to temporarily deload the assets. Neat.
Yeah.
Or at least fuck with your draw distance. How the fuck that works.
I've no idea what the fuck was going on there.
Wait, why am I running without and not using torrent? Why do I do this to myself?
Oh, this is the other side of this. Where does that drop down to? Yeah, well. Oh, that loops. Okay. Neat. Gotcha. I'm all caught up now. Is there a guy in a cage? Oh, you. What's up there? Can you just fall, please?
Trying to knock him off.
No, the slime's trying to make him off the way.
Ah, gotcha.
We got the Slime Killer 5000 equipped. Just burn it all away. Like it's an urchin.
Why need special fire when Sword of Nine and Flame should do trick?
Yeah. Trying to tell me my sword ain't special? Oh, that's not what I wanted. Oh well. I don't need to deal with you. Alright, there's a drop down here. A bunch of jars to kill. See, I don't know if I'm anthropomorph. Oh fuck that word already.
Anthropomorphizing?
Thank you. These jars, but when the light hits them just right, when they're running forward at you at a tilt, it looks like they have a fucking mouth and eyes.
You just lost your mind. It's fine.
I wasn't using it for anything anyway.
Who does?
Innard meat. God, those things would smell so rancid.
Yeah, I don't want to think about that, honestly.
One of those things of congratulations, you hit the enemy. Roll fortitude save to not vomit. Because let me tell you about the pustule juice you just got on yourself. Is there a way to shortcut down here? No, not yet. Pretty. Oh man, that could be a screenshot right there. There, that's the thumbnail. Print screen, where's that button? Oh wait, actually, how do you do that through Steam? Isn't it? No, not all the 4. What was the button? I think it's F4. No. F5? There we go, F12. So if you want to remember, F12 lets you do screenshots.
Okay.
Door ahead. Thank you. Hey, look, that's a door. Where does that door go? Is any of these open? No? Cell. So this is obviously some sort of prison.
Mm-hmm. In prison, where instead of jail cells, you get jars.
Yeah. Ah, down. I see.
I like jar prison. It's highly space efficient.
Oh, actually, did you, there was an article, about a brain implant that may be possible in the future that would augment your sense of time to make you experience a couple of minutes as if years had passed.
That is literally the plot of an episode of Black Mirror.
Yeah, except that's what they were talking about doing for prisoner reform. that you can reduce their sentences by doing that instead. But maybe it is bullshit if it's just based off of what they did or that shows. But that is legitimately what was mentioned.
I mean, I don't know if technology that's definitively not possible, but it doesn't sound like that's really possible to me. It just sounds like a case of like, oh, it's what a case of, you know, one step closer to Black Mirror being real, kind of thing. But like, on one hand, you know, it's a case of like, oh, you were given a normal 5-year sentence and you get to land planets done in like 3 real minutes, but you go through the 5 years. But you know, in theory, your life isn't horrifically disrupted. You know, you don't have to lose your job by being gone for 5 years. It could be just a case of like, well, see you on Monday, boss. Like, in theory, that's actually like sort of a decent way. But then, like, for the people who are victims, because like half of what the retributive purpose of fucking criminal justice is, like, it's like, oh, so 3 minutes is all you do, because like unless you experience that kind of like time yourself, it doesn't feel to you like, oh, so 3 minutes in and out and he's done. He's paid for the murder or whatever.
Ooh.
I don't know. It's one of those weird things where it's like, conceptually, I think wouldn't be a bad idea if you could make it work, but I do not know how to begin.
Conceptually, it's one of those things of our justice system is so broken at its root that it only makes sense if you take the pains to radically change what how it functions in the first place.
Yeah,
because
purely to rehabilitate.
Yeah, if you focused on the rehabilitation part of what restorative justice is supposed to be, there will always be instances of a crime that goes too far that, yeah, I'm okay for the death penalty in specific instances,
Sure.
but it's got to be very specific instances.
Yeah, for me, it's like, I'm not necessarily obsessed with like the idea of specific instances. Like, you know, horrific crimes, I think, can be with death. To me, it just has to be like, incontrovertibly proven. Like, it isn't beyond a reasonable doubt. It is, no, we have the fucker like on camera, because I can't deal with the idea of that. The weirdest series of circumstances have happened that have allowed an innocent man to be found guilty of the most horrific crime I can imagine.
Oh yeah, but you and I are basically of the same mind in that. Like, there was something on Twitter where it was the usual rage baiting nonsense of, do you agree for the death penalty for pedophiles? And my answer is yes. But if you are going to give anyone the death penalty, it cannot simply be beyond a reasonable doubt. It has to be more than that. It has to be like, yeah, you need to be absolutely certain that they did what they're accused of. No ifs, ands, or about it. They have to be guilty. Because anything less than that, like, it's easy to go oopsie daisy on paper. We killed the wrong guy. Well, okay, then the person who administered the lethal dose, or however the execution is going to take place, is now guilty of murder. So is the judge. So is a lot of people. Does the now dead innocent man get proper retribution? And half the time, it's just a cash payout, which is fine, but you're still allowing all the people who pulled the fucking lever to remain intact. And that itself is not correct either. That's not justice. Because the family may have gotten money, but that does not bring the person back. And you need to make sure that if you're going to kill somebody, there's no possible room for error.
Yeah. Which is why I always default to, yeah. Which is why I'm always a fan of that, like, you know, especially given like the current number of appeals that we have, it ends up being typically more expensive to just house somebody. It just be more expensive to just go through the death penalty than it is to just house people under life without parole or whatever.
Um, Probably, but at the same
In the U.S.
time,
at least.
I would say, like, if you got the dude on video, like he fucking filmed himself doing it,
Oh, yeah, no,
I
yeah, yeah.
I don't see there being a reason for appeals. We've got you, you motherfucker. You do not pass go. You do not collect $200. It's done.
Yeah, I mean, sadly, we bring up now video, but we're also not in the area of post video being actually trustworthy.
True, because of deepfakes. Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, as technology gets better and better, it's really hard to feel like, well, is there actually ever going to be, like, a type of evidence that could truly do it outside of, like, a confession? Typically, somebody just confesses, they're, like, given the plea deal of, like, okay, if you just confess and save us the cost of the trial, we won't go for death.
Yeah. So, ultimately, I don't think, I guess in our current era, I guess there actually has never been, with very few exceptions, legally, in purely the legal framework, there's very few instances where you should actually put someone to death, because there's very few instances where you can be absolutely sure without, like, I know in Canada there was one terrorist attack where the guy shot up a bunch of people and then got taken alive. That one's kind of incontroversial, and those instances are kind of, you don't need the video evidence. It's self-evident, I would argue, but that's not common. And
No,
God
it's
help us if
incredibly
that
rare.
ever did become common.
Yeah. Although I went back down the idea of the brain chips, that becomes interesting because it's like effectively you could completely alleviate prison overpopulation because any sentence for a set amount of time can be done in minutes or hours.
Yeah.
And then you only have to hold the people who receive a life sentence for a crime they've done that is, worthy of such a sentence.
Yeah, and at the same time, like, yeah, to harken back to that, I'm still more of the opinion of, okay, let's say this person's a low-level drug deal. Like, yeah, you can do the chip idea, or you can, you know, first see if you can try to rehabilitate him and say, you're sentenced to learn fucking carpentry, and see if something like that might be more worthwhile, sending them
Oh
down
yeah.
a pathway where they would have gainful employment that does not involve selling fentanyl to outside the local high school.
Oh yeah, like turning, giving the option of like, turning not the punishment for non-violent crimes at a minimum into just like job training opportunities, especially for like first-time offenders. Like that's to me that's like a no-brainer that should be done. But at least in the U.S., people get really weird about the idea of letting somebody quote unquote off easy, no matter how minor of a thing the crime is. It's people have a there's a in this part of a lot of countries, there's a weird justice boner for a lot of shit.
Yeah, I can't fully understand it, because a lot of the time it feels like the people who are the most gung-ho about it have the least skin in the game. They have the least contact with people who have fallen on hard times or the wrong side of the tracks, however you want to phrase it. And it's the only people who I can understand who are those who have been wronged and then start baying for blood, because depending on, you can't, even if it's a minor offense, you cannot judge a person to judge a victim too harshly, because you don't know what their life was like before that legitimately have been the most harrowing and difficult day of their life if they got held up at gunpoint. And you, depending on how you've lived, you might not see that as that bad, but that doesn't, just because it doesn't on the surface value, like all they ended up losing was $200, but they were held up at gunpoint. So that's 7 years. But that person, and so you can give them the rehab, or like the job training program, and say reduce the sentence to 3. And while you're in a minimum security facility in those 3 years, you will be learning a trade, so that when you're released, you will have a conditional parole period of, we will keep the record sealed so that it won't affect your ability to gain employment, but should you fuck up again, the record will be released. You're going back in jail for the last 4 years, and tough shit.
Yeah.
But that person who has been victimized, well, that just seems like they could be sit there begging for blood, and I can't fault them, because if that is legitimately the worst day of their life, you can't quantify that. And part of retributive justice is making the victim feel as if justice has been served. And that is really hard to do if they start calling for blood. And that's something that a good judge will actually take into account. Of the fact is, well, what is the mental state of the victim? And that's fair, but it really does complicate things. And then you get assholes who like have never had a hard day in their life, and they're saying, and they get hate boners for drug dealers, and I just don't understand it. The problem's complicated enough that they don't need to add, but they do, for whatever reason, just to have their 2 cents in. But I want a refund.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, that's shit. Completely different. Ah, that fucked me.
And again, this was the victim. Yeah. As you said though, like the victim, sure, I get it, but like it's really just the outsiders that always bother me. Of like, why do we get so invested in everything from like the Simpson trial to the like with Anna Nicole Smith's death to like Casey Anderson. Yeah, Casey Anderson.
I don't know.
Casey Anthony.
Oh.
She was a woman who killed her kids.
Well, the second you bring kids into anything, there's always going to be a matter of society, because there's a lot of parents out there who are still good parents, and you say, oh, somebody killed your kids, and they just get horrible visions of, oh my god, like, how could that happen? And they think of their kids. So, when it comes, and because I do believe that, the future belongs to those who show up. And the people who are going to show up are the children. So it is an imperative to ensure that that society is well enough that failure will be of their own doing and not thrust upon them. But beyond that, I don't know. Damn it. Oh, this guy's whooping my ass. But yeah, the O.J. Simpson trial, they teach you about it. Well, you can get taught about it, and when you actually start looking into it, um, the sheer incompetence of the police is astounding. Like, it is utterly shocking how bad the police were for that for that case. Like, it is astoundingly bad.
They are astoundingly bad. The case here, the trial I mentioned is even dumber. She got off because they checked the wrong browser history. They checked the wrong browser.
Are you? Actually, there's one. It's in the States. There's this guy, this young kid, 21, black guy. His parents were middle class. His parents get killed and they blame it on him. So the first 2 times he goes to trial, it's a hung jury. There's not enough evidence. So they prosecute him a third fucking time because this prosecutor just has it out for him. And then during the prosecution of the third time, you find out he has an older brother who is schizophrenic, and has testified that he had a dream that somebody killed his parents, and there's enough circumstantial evidence to say, oh, he dreamt he killed his parents because he was having a psychotic break, and he actually was the one who killed his parents. There's enough evidence to suggest that you should investigate the older brother because there's so little on the younger one. But the prosecutor refused to look at the older brother. He just wanted the younger one. I don't think the schizophrenic brother got more than a cursory glance. I don't. It's one of those.
That reminds me a bit of the West Memphis 3, where those 3 guys, like, mix of, like, kind of, the stereotypical people who you would think, like, if they were high schoolers who would, like, kill somebody, it would be them. Your emo kid, your kid that looks like he's straight out Combine, that kind of thing. One of their brothers or, like, half-brothers is killed, and they immediately come to us number 1. There's a lot of evidence to suggest that it was really the kid that died, like, stepfather. Like, he doesn't have an alibi. They found blood, like, on some of his work clothes, like, that kind of shit. But they pretty much, like, kept prosecuting those kids until they went to jail. And, like, there's aggressive evidence that they are not at all guilty. It's very bad.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I legitimately hate the American system a lot. Whenever I see it, mostly how the prosecutions are done, because at some point, like, actually, if I want to get really controversial, I make fun of the Bill Cosby rape jokes all the time, but Bill Cosby should have never been prosecuted. Legally, he should not have been prosecuted.
Oh yeah, that's why he got out.
Yeah, but the person who prosecuted him, like, that entire thing was fucking deranged, because how did it go? The prosecutor ran, lost the election, and the person who lost ended up as judge for that case, and was an ally to the prosecutor who did win eventually, who ran against the original DA who gave Bill Cosby that deal.
Yep.
It was blatant corruption that Bill Cosby was fucking prosecuted, and nothing happens to the DA or judge, and I just sit there angry. Like, regardless of I don't know if he did it or not. It's funny to joke about it, but all he ever admitted to was giving women drugs that they knew they were getting. Fuck off. But yeah, it's The system that is in effect in America, I am extraordinarily dubious of.
I
And
mean, it's one of the problems of again that hate boner combined with the fact that prosecutors are an elected position.
yeah, I don't know. I yeah, I don't think that you can. I don't think it's wise to have a position where you can run on throwing people into prison if you're elected. Is very wise.
Not only can you pretty much have to get elected, especially in the southern half of the country. And even in like very liberal areas, like the second like you run on a more passive campaign, like it becomes aggressive animation against you.
Yeah, the end of the day is you've politicized justice, and I am unaware of any circumstance where that ends up actually giving you the justice you so you so fervently say that you want.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it always comes down to the fact that, and like it gets even worse because obviously because our judges are also elected, and so judges need to be hard on crime, given the hardest sentence they can.
Yeah, and that's wrong too. Like,
Yeah, and so we tried to have like sentencing guidelines to like mitigate things, but then for various reasons, sentencing guidelines, even though they were acts of law, had to be declared optional because it would be like a weird constitutional issue to make sentencing guidelines like mandatory.
how do I get down there? I've obviously been there. How did I get down there the first time? Or wait, have I been down there? That looks like there should be a bonfire there.
No, I do not think you have been down there yet.
So how do I get down there?
Um,
Because I need to
the
get
path that I know is through the Shadow Keep.
ah.
It'll be between the Golden Hippo and yeah.
I see. And then you can probably there's an elevator or something that goes down. Okay. Yeah, because in order to go further south there, I need to get down there, and I'm not doing it from here. So that leads getting down from over there, which looks possible, and that leads over up into there. So Golden Hippo. Let's try it that way. Find a way down.